Good evening, you're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Joanna Ho. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. A producer of the beleaguered Mirror concert offers an apology as a government task force begins investigation of the freak accident. Macau is set to partially reopen tomorrow as it sees a 9th straight day of zero community infections. And HSBC reports surprisingly good profits, causing the Hang Seng Index to soar. The producer of local boy band Mirror's concert has issued an apology as the public continues to demand a swift and thorough investigation of last week's freak accident. The statement came as dancer Molly remains in critical condition. Macy Mock reports.
Molly's parents were seen boarding a government-arranged shuttle bus this morning. They were making their way back to Queen Elizabeth Hospital to see their 27-year-old son, who remains in intensive care. The pair landed in Chek Lap Kok from Toronto early yesterday morning and were allowed to skip quarantine after testing negative for COVID. The parents did not answer questions from reporters as they left less than 2 hours later. As of this afternoon, Lee's condition remains unchanged from yesterday, critical but with stable vitals. As pressure mounts on finding out who was responsible for Thursday's horrific incident, the producer of Mirror's beleaguered concert issued a statement on social media today. Francis Lam offered an apology to all the performers, especially the injured dancers, their families, and the audience. He went on to say he is cooperating with police and various government departments in their investigations, and that he has never thought of escaping from responsibility. Lam said he chose to stay silent for the past few days because his blame is nothing compared with the pain of those who got hurt. But he's speaking up now because of growing speculations and rumors online, which he feels the need to address. He added he reserves the right to take legal action against those who spread false accusations. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
Meanwhile, an interdepartmental government task force investigating the accident has held its first meeting. The city's culture chief says he hopes to have more information within 2 weeks, but members of the group say the probe could take over a month. Macy Mock reports.
Vincent Liu, Director of Leisure and Cultural Services, was at the Hong Kong Coliseum in Hong Kong this afternoon. For the first time, he held a meeting with members of a government cross-departmental task force to investigate the cause of the accident 4 days ago, which left 2 dancers injured. Others who attended the meeting include Superintendent Alan Zhong, representatives from Electrical and Mechanical Services Department, as well as Louis Cito, former chairman of the Institute of Engineers Mechanical Division. Cito said the investigation is expected to take up to 8 weeks. They will look at many aspects, including the condition of the metal cords that held up the giant screen and whether other nearby objects caused problems as well. Leaving the meeting after around 2 hours, Liu refused to reveal details of what was discussed. Meanwhile, Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism Kevin Yeung, who is overseeing the investigation, said on radio this morning that he hopes to be able to reveal some basic facts in 1 to 2 weeks. He also responded to criticism against an earlier statement he made, in which he called on upcoming performances to remain simple and relatively static. Yeung said the government has to ensure safe performances within their premises, but still welcome variety. He said officials will get in touch with organizers to discuss their stage designs and see if giant hanging screens can be avoided for now. Maisie Mock, HKIBC.
In other news, the government has urged patients who show signs of COVID to go and see a doctor. This comes after some of the deaths reported today included people who avoided going to a clinic despite developing symptoms. Officials warned the situation could worsen rapidly, especially for people over 60 and those with chronic illnesses. Hong Kong recorded 4,254 COVID infections today, of which 235 were imported. Another 7 people died with the virus, including a 22-month-old baby who had been in intensive care at Eastern Hospital. Authorities in Macau have decided to partially reopen the gambling hub starting tomorrow, saying the risk of COVID transmissions has significantly decreased. This comes as the city saw its 9th straight day of zero community infections. Kelly Pang reports.
Residents in Macau are set to enjoy some level of normalcy again after a live strict day of zero community infections. Public services and entertainment venues like bars and cinemas will be allowed to reopen at midnight tonight, and dine-in services at restaurants have been given the green light to resume. But people will still need to show a negative nucleic acid test from a sample collected within 72 hours prior to entering these premises. Financial services will also return to normal starting tomorrow. Health officials say the community has now entered a stable period and the risk of transmission within the community is low. But people working in key industries will still need to do daily PCR tests. They include cleaners, food delivery staff, bus and taxi drivers, and renovators. Macau saw over 1,800 infections in its latest wave that started in June. Residents were forced to undergo strict control measures and over a dozen rounds of mass testing. Its border with the mainland remains shut. Kelly Pang, HKIBC.
Overseas, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has reportedly landed in Singapore as she kicks off her Asia tour. Pelosi is leading a congressional delegation to the region and will also visit Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. A press release yesterday made no mention of her controversial rumored stop to Taiwan. However, some U.S. media are reporting that Pelosi will make the trip anyway. U.S. President Joe Biden had earlier warned the Pentagon does not think her visiting the island would be a good idea. In a phone call with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping last week, he was also told U.S. officials should not play with fire. Beijing held military drills in waters near Taiwan over the weekend. Locally again, a girl was injured after getting hit by a school bus in Tiwanshan this morning. Videos of the incident have caused a flurry of discussion online on whether 2 men should have moved the child before medics arrived. Joanna Ho reports.
A 7-year-old girl in Tiwanshan was traumatized this morning when a school bus knocked her over and trapped her under the vehicle. It happened at around 11 o'clock this morning as the bus was stopping near Wenhua Street for passengers to get on and off. The girl cried out in pain when 2 men pulled her out to move her to the curb. One of the men was reportedly the bus' 62-year-old driver. The girl's shocked mother later arrived to the scene to assist police with their investigation. The child sustained injuries to her leg but was conscious as paramedics loaded her onto an ambulance for Queen Elizabeth Hospital. As footage of the incident made their rounds online, some netizens criticized the men for moving the girl, saying they could have made her injuries worse. They argued the pair should have waited for emergency services to arrive, but others praised the man, saying it would have been dangerous and too hard for the victim to remain under the car. Police, meanwhile, are looking into the cause of accident. Joanna Ho, HKIBC.
HSBC posted better than estimated profits in the second quarter, with adjusted pre-tax profits rising 13%. The cheerful results came as the banking giant revealed plans to revert to quarterly dividends from next year. Chloe Fong reports.
Helped by rising interest rates and an income boost from currency trading, banking giant HSBC delivered surprisingly good second quarter profit results. Its revenue advanced by 1.6% to $12.8 billion in the second quarter, while its adjusted pre-tax profits rose by 13% to $5.97 billion during the same period ending on June the 30th. The 157-year-old bank announced an interim dividend of $0.09 per share, a 28% increase year-on-year. HSBC also announced it will seek to restore its quarterly dividends starting early next year.
The bank has been through an enormous amount of restructuring. We've been selling businesses, we've been keeping costs flat, we've been reallocating capital and people down to Asia. I think all of that, together with the normalization of interest rates, is beginning to come through these results. We've raised our return on tangible equity target for next year, up from 10 to 12%. And we've committed to pay half of that return out by way of dividend, the 50% payout ratio.
The remarks came as the banking giant faces pressure from its largest shareholder, Ping An Insurance Group, to spin off its Asian business. The positive results today are expected to provide some buffer. Chloe Fong, HKIBC.
Hong Kong stock market started the week with small gains, boosted by HSBC's quarterly results. The city's benchmark edged up 0.1%. Despite HSBC's help in the afternoon, the Hang Seng Index was weighted down by tech giant Alibaba, which dropped over 3.7%. Meanwhile, the banking giant saw its shares soar by nearly 5%, marking the biggest one-day percentage gain in almost half a year. Hang Seng Bank also increased by nearly 3%, but Standard Chartered dipped almost 2% after its gains last Friday. Now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng Index closed up 9 points. To the top 10 active stocks, Tencent was down $7.20, Alibaba down $3.50. HSBC up $2.45, BYD Company up $10.20. To the forex trading against the Hong Kong dollar, euros at 8.03, British pound at 9.6, and Australian dollar at 5.52. Over to the UK market, FTSE 100 is up 35 points. On to the weather now. Mainly fine and very hot tomorrow. Temperatures will range between 29 and 34 degrees. Expect some thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Monday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Joanna Ho. Thanks for watching. Good night.